Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer.com. Today we're checking out the CURT Premium Bike Rack here on our 2016 Winnebago Spirit Motorhome. Now the CURT Premium is a hanging style bike rack, which means we've got the bike hanging by the frame. 3 points of contact are going to be these two straps up top holding it down and into these cradles, and then a third one around the seat post to limit that bike-to-bike contact by limiting that side-to-side movement. It's still obviously going to be there, but it will limit it and help out quite a bit compared to other bike racks that don't have that third point of contact. You do have a total weight capacity of 180 pounds, and because it's hanging style, we want to avoid our carbon frame bikes that will damage the frame. With an alternative frame bike, we will probably need to pick up a bike adapter bar to ensure it fits correctly because we don't have that straight part of the frame up top to attach to. The one thing this does do, though, is by narrowing the cradles in at the end, it is going to work really well with a kid's bike. You might still need a bike adapter bar depending on the frame size, but this is going to ensure that more of those kids' bikes work straight out of the box with the CURT Premium compared to other hanging style racks, which I really like. Now I'll get the bike unloaded here and we can check out some of the other features. To get these straps taken off, you just kind of pull on them and they'll release from those tabs. And then from there, we can just lift it up and off. Compared to something like a platform style bike rack, you do have to unload this if you want to tilt it away from your motorhome or your vehicle. So it's a little bit more involved, but overall it's not too bad. And I always like to replace these straps just so they aren't freely moving around. It's pretty quick to do so too, so it's not too much of a worry for me. Now, I did mention tilting. That is something you can do here. We're going to have a couple things down here we need to do. We've got a pin and clip that we'll actually do second. This hand knob on the back is the first thing we want to loosen up. That's kind of binding up this whole upright portion here to help reduce movement. Then we can do our pin and clip. And then this pull tab right here will lift up and release. Now it's a lot back here, but it's going to ensure a steady bike rack on the back of your motorhome. And now we have access to our compartment right here. Not all bike racks do this, like the Yakima Long Haul. That's another hanging style bike rack that can hold 4 bikes, but it's fixed. It doesn't tilt away, so we have to sacrifice this door to use that bike rack. And then I'll just replace all these pins and clips in reverse order. It is important to have a really steady bike rack here because we're experiencing more shock and vibration back here compared to a typical passenger vehicle, and your bike rack needs to be specifically tested for motorhome use, and this one is. From here we can get some measurements though. We'll start off with the distance added to the back. I'm going to go from the outermost point, which is the bumper here, and we're going to be adding about 36 inches. We can cut down that length though by coming up here to this pin and clip and folding the arms down when bikes are unloaded. So if we want to leave this in the hitch, but we don't have bikes loaded, we can save some space. That pin will realign with those new holes, and that's going to cut our distance added down to only 11 inches. So that's much more condensed and manageable. Of course, you can still tilt it in this position too, so we still have access to that door. Down at the bottom, we're working with a 2" by 2" receiver tube, and it comes with an anti-rattle bolt. If you want to upgrade to a locking anti-rattle, you can, and I'd always recommend pairing that up with a cable lock too. There is a loop here at the back where you can feed that cable lock through and get your bike secured to the rack and your rack secured to your hitch. But otherwise, I think it's going to be a really good fit for your motorhome here. We're not sacrificing any functionality with it, and for me, it's a really great recommendation for families because those kids' bikes are going to fit on here a lot easier than they would any other options. Thanks for watching.
Here it is on our test course. We'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Next, we're at the alternating speed bumps, which we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Finally, we have the full speed bumps, where we'll see the up and down action, which is just like driving out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.